Next, admission of a partner. According to section 31 of the Indian Partnership Act 1931, a new partner shall not be introduced into the firm without the consent of all the existing partners, unless it is agreed otherwise by all the partners in the partnership deed. Thus, a new partner can be admitted into the partnership firm with the consent of all the existing partners. 2 point idilla. Already deed agreement irundha ipo partners consent kekka venam because it is already agreed upon the old partners. If there is no agreement, then you have to get the consent of all the partners for admitting a new partner. 2 point ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும். Once a partner is admitted அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், the rights acquired by the new partner, 2 ரைட் வந்து கன்ஃபர் பண்ணிடுவோம், ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக கன்ஃபர் ஆகிடும். ரைட்ஸ் அண்ட் டியூட்டிஸ் ஆஃப் பார்ட்னர்ஸ்னு படிச்சிருப்போம். அந்த ரைட்ஸில் இந்த 2 ரைட் மட்டும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக பாஸ் ஆன் ஆகிடும். ஒன்று ரைட் டு ஷேர் த ப்ராஃபிட், செகண்ட் ஒன் இஸ் ரைட் டு ஷேர் த ஃபர்ம்ஸ் அசெட். இந்த 2 ரைட்டும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக ஒரு பார்ட்னர் ஒன்ஸ் இஸ் அட்மிட்டட் இன் டு த ஃபர்ம், திஸ் ரைட் வில் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி கன்ஃபர்ட் ஆன் த நியூ பார்ட்னர். தென் we are going to do some problems. Sorry, before doing that, what are the procedure for admitting a partner? Are steps to be followed? 1. Prepare revaluation account, then transfer the accumulated reserve, profit, etc. to the partner's capital account, then treatment of goodwill. 4th one, calculation of new profit sharing ratio, then 5th one is capital to be brought in by the new partner. இந்த 5 ஸ்டெப் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். சரியா? அதில் ஃபஸ்ட்டு நம்ம என்ன செய்ய போகிறோம், இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்தில் எப்படி இந்த ரீவேல்யூவேஷன் அக்கௌண்ட் போடுறது, கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் போடுறது, தென் பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட் ஆஃப் த ரீகான்ஸ்டிடியூட்டட் ஃபார்ம் எப்படி போடுறதுங்கிறத இந்த சம்மில் நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். ரைட். A, B and C were partners in a firm, sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. On 31st March 2015, their balance sheet stood as under: liabilities, creditors, general reserve capital, then asset, bank data, stock, investment, furniture and machinery. On the above date, D was admitted on the following terms. The new profit sharing ratio is 2:2:1:1. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 90,000 and to be brought in by D is share of goodwill in cash. The market value of the investment is 24,000. Machinery will be reduced to 29,000. A creditor of 3,000 was not likely to rise and to be written off. Then D will bring proportionate capital source to give him 1/6 share in profit of the firm. Prepare revaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet. Okay. First, preparation of revaluation account. This revaluation account is a nominal account in nature. Revaluation account is nominal account in nature. That means all losses to be shown on the debit side and all gains to be shown on the credit side. What is the loss? If there is a decrease in the value of asset and increase in the value of liability, that is loss to be shown on the debit side. Any increase in asset and a decrease in liability is a gain to be shown on the credit side of the revaluation account. Okay, the revaluation account can also be called as profit and loss adjustment account. Then come to this, the market value of the investment was 24,000. The investment value given in the balance sheet is 30,000. Now it is valued at 24,000. So there is a decrease in the value of asset, which means a loss to be shown on the debit side of the revaluation account to investment account. The difference between these two, 30,000 minus 24,000 is 6,000. The value of investment is down by 6,000. Then machinery will be reduced to 29,000. Already machinery value is 35,000. Now it is reduced to 29,000. Sorry, 30,000. Machinery value is 35,000. Now it is valued at 29,000. Again there is a fall in the price. That means 35,000 minus 29,000, 6,000 is the loss to be shown on the debit side to machinery account, 6,000. Then a creditor of 3,000 was not likely to claim. The claim won't be a rise. So liability of the value decrease ஆயிடும். Liability of the value decrease ஆனால் it is a gain to be shown on the credit side of the revaluation account by creditors account 3,000 rupees. Now close this account. Debit side add பண்ண 12,000, bring it to the other side. Already there is a 3,000 in the credit side. The balance is 9,000. This is called revaluation loss to be shared by old partners. In case of admission, revaluation profit or loss is to be shared by the old partners. In case of retirement, it is to be shared by all the partners. Here only old partners A, B, C in the ratio of 3:2:1. That is 9,000 into 3 by 6, 9,000 into 2 by 6, 9,000 into 1 by 6. That comes to 4,500, 3,000 and 1,500. Then capital account. Debit side, credit side. Y balance brought down. The value given in the balance sheet as capital account for A 60,000, B 40,000 and C 20,000. Then this general reserve is to be transferred to the capital account. By general reserve, that is 21,000 to be shared by A, B and C in the ratio of 3:2:1. That is 10,500, 7,000 and 3,500. Then this revaluation loss to be shared by the old partners on the debit side, 4,500, 3,000 and 1,500. Then the goodwill of the firm was valued at 90,000. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 90,000 and D's share is to be calculated. See, second point, the share of goodwill to be brought in by A, 90,000 into 1 by 6, that is 15,000. Then calculate the sacrificing ratio. Sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio. Sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio. Then for A, 3 by 6 minus 2 by 6, B 2 by 6 minus 2 by 6, C 1 by 6 minus 1 by 6. So A alone sacrifices. B and C no sacrifice. So whatever be the amount brought in by D as goodwill is to be taken only by A. By premium for goodwill 15,000 rupees. Then the capital to be brought in by D, proportionate capital source to give him 1/6 share in the profit of the firm. See this calculation. Combined capital of A, B and C. Here to balance brought down for A 81,000, for B 44,000, by C 22,000. அதாவது credit side add பண்ணி debitல இருக்கிற minus பண்ணா இந்த balance வருது. A, B, C add பண்ணுறேன், which comes to 1,47,000. So combined share of A, B, C is equal to, let the total share be 1. The share given to D is 1 by 6. So 1 minus 1 by 6 is equal to 5 by 6. This 1,47,000 represents 5/6. If it is 5 by 6 now, what is 6? Total value enna kandupidikkum. That is 1,47,000 into 6 by 5 is equal to 1,76,400. This is the total capital of A, B, C and D. So 1,76,000 la 1/6 D's share is 29,400. This is the amount to be brought in by D as is capital. By cash 29,400. Again balance it, you will get 29,400 to balance carried it out. Okay, then balance sheet of the reconstituted firm. என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்கோமோ அந்த சேஞ்சஸ் எல்லாம் இங்கே இன்கார்பரேட் பண்ண போகிறோம். அசட்டோட வேல்யூ இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆனால் ஆட் பண்ணிடுவோம், டிக்ரீஸ் ஆனால் லெஸ் பண்ணிடுவோம். லைக்வைஸ் லயபிலிட்டியில் இன்க்ரீஸ் டிக்ரீஸ் ஆட் லெஸ் பண்ணிட போகிறோம். கேபிட்டல் மட்டும் இந்த ரிவைஸ்டு வேல்யூவை எடுத்துகிட்டு வரணும். தென் கிரெடிட்டாஸ் 84,000. இங்கே ஒரு 3,000 கிளைம் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஃப்ரம் 84,000 டிடக்ட் திஸ் 3,000, பேலன்ஸ் இஸ் 81,000. Then capital accounts, general reserve won't come because already capital account க்கு transfer பண்ணிட்டோம் நம்ம. இப்போ capital account மட்டும் போடணும். A, B, C and D. இங்கே balance carry downல இருக்கு. இந்த வேல்யூ எடுத்துருவோம். 81,000, 44,000, 22,000 and 29,400. Add பண்ணி 1,76,400. Then on the asset side, bank 17,000 plus 17,000 plus the amount brought in by D, that 29,400 as is capital. Then 115,000 as goodwill. 61,400 bank balance. Then debtors 23,000 no change. Stock 1,10,000 no change. Investment is 30,000. Now it is brought to 24,000. So the revised value is investment 24,000. Furniture and fittings no change 10,000. Machinery already 35,000. Now it is valued at 29,000. Machinery 29,000. Then add pannunga 2,54,400 on either side, on both sides. This is the balance sheet of the reconstituted firm, that is after adjustment, after admission of D. Then next problem. Om, Ram and Shanti were partners sharing in the ratio of 3:2:1. Their balance sheet as on 1st April 2014. Liabilities capital general is to be shared among the old partners, creditors, bills payable, on the asset side bill, land, building, plant, machinery, furniture, bills receivable, data, stock and bank. On the above date, Hanuman was admitted on the following terms. He will bring rupees 1 lakh for his capital and will get 1/10 share of profit. He will bring necessary cash for his share of goodwill. The goodwill of the firm is valued at 3 lakh. A liability for 18,000 will be created against bills receivable discounted. The value of stock and furniture will be reduced by 20%. The value of land and building increased by 10%. Capital of the partners will be adjusted on the basis of Hanuman's share by opening current accounts. See, this is the new adjustment. Previous sumla incoming partner oda capital calculate பண்ணோம். இங்க on the basis of the incoming partner அவனோட ஷேரை வச்சுட்டு ரிமைனிங் பார்ட்னர்ஸோட கேபிட்டல் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ண போகிறோம். இதுதான் போன சம்முக்கும் இந்த சம்முக்கும் உள்ள டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகே, நம்ம என்ன செய்ய போகிறோம், என்ன கொஸ்டினில் என்ன இருக்குன்னா ப்ரிப்பேர் ரீவேல்யூவேஷன் அக்கௌண்ட் அண்ட் கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. See, this is the problem. First, prepare revaluation account. It is a nominal account in nature. Debit side loss items இருக்கும், credit side gain items இருக்கும். Loss item decrease in asset and increase in liability. Gain item increase in asset and decrease in liability. Okay. A liability of 18,000 will be created against bills receivable discounted. Bill was already discounted. This is called a contingent liability. What is contingent liability? A liability which may or may not arise. It may arise if it is dishonored. It will not arise if it is honored. இங்கே டிஸானர் ஆனதுனால இது அரைஸ் ஆகிருக்கு. ஸோ நம்மளோட லைபிலிட்டியோட வேல்யூ என்ன ஆகும், இட் வில் இன்க்ரீஸ். லைபிலிட்டி வேல்யூ இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆனால் லாஸ். ஸோ ஆன் த டெபிட் சைட் டு லைபிலிட்டி ஃபார் பில்ஸ் டிஸ்கவுண்டட் 18,000 rupees. Then value of stock and furniture reduced. Decrease in the value of assets, it is again it's a loss. To stock account 20%. 1,11,000 ku 20%. It is 22,200. Furniture 20%. Furniture 2,33,000. 20% of is 46,600. Then the value of land and building increased. Land and building and asset value increase ஆயிருக்கு 10%. Already 3,64,000 இருக்கு. 10% of it 36,400. ஸோ அக்கௌண்ட்டை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுவோம். டெபிட் சைடு ஆட் பண்ணால் 86,800 அங்கே போகலாம். பேலன்ஸ் டு பி ஷேர்டு பை த ஓல்டு பார்ட்னர்ஸ் இன் த ரேஷியோ ஆஃப் 3:2:1. ஓகே, தென் கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் ஆக்சுவலாக 4 பார்ட்னருக்கு போடணும். இன்கமிங் பார்ட்னர் மட்டும் தனியாக கீழே போட்டிருக்காங்க. திஸ் பை பேலன்ஸ் ப்ராட் டவுன் பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்டில் இருக்குது. 3,56,000, 3,00,000, 2,62,000. Then general reserve, this 48,000 to be shared by the old partners in the old ratio, that is 3:2:1. 48,000 into 3/6 into 2/6 and 1/6, that is 24,000, 16,000 and 8,000. Okay. Then he is bringing 1 lakh capital. For Hanuman's capital by bank 1 lakh. Then the premium for goodwill. Goodwill of the firm is 3 lakh. For 1/10 profit, his share will be that 3 lakh into 1 by 10, that is 30,000. This 30,000 is to be taken by the sacrificing partners. இந்த சம்மில் வந்து நியூ ரேஷியோ கொடுக்கல. போன சம்மில் நியூ ரேஷியோ கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க. நம்ம என்ன கண்டுபிடிச்சோம்? சாக்ரிஃபைசிங் ரேஷியோ கண்டுபிடிச்சோம். ஓல்டு ரேஷியோ மைனஸ் நியூ ரேஷியோ போட்டோம். இந்த சம்மில் நியூ ரேஷியோ கொடுக்கல. அதனால் நம்ம என்ன செய்கிறோம்? we assume that the old ratio is the sacrificing ratio. What is the old ratio? 3:2:1. So இந்த 30,000 என்ன செய்வோம்? 3:2:1 பிரிச்சிருக்கோம். By premium for goodwill, 30,000 into that 3/6, 15,000 into 2/6 into 1/6, 15,000, 10,000 and 5,000. This revaluation loss இங்கே இருக்குது அப்படிங்க ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் டெபிட் சைடில். இங்கே கிரெடிட் சைடில் இருந்தால் இங்கே டெபிட் சைடில் வரும், இங்கே டெபிட் சைடில் இருந்தால் அங்கே கிரெடிட் சைடில் வரப்போகுது. Then calculation, last point, capital of the partners be adjusted on the basis of Hanuman's capital. Hanuman's capital is 1 lakh and is given 1/10 share of profit. So capital of the new firm for 1/10 க்கு 1 lakh na 10 share க்கு full share க்கு என்ன இருக்கும்? That 1 lakh into 10/1, that is 10 lakh. Total capital 4 partners ஓட capital சேர்த்து 10 lakh வரணும். Out of the 10 lakh, Hanumanoda share 1 lakh போன balance 9 lakh. This 9 lakh is to be the capital of the 3 partners. Capital of the Om, Ram and Shanti. Om's capital is that 9 lakh into 3/6, 3:2:1. 3/6 of 9 lakh is 4,50,000. 2/6 of 9 lakh is 3 lakh. 1/6 of 9 lakh is 1,50,000. I will repeat. Hanuman's capital is 1 lakh, is given 1/10 share. 1/10 share க்கு 1 lakh na total share, that is 10 க்கு எவ்வளோ? 10 lakhs வருது. Out of the 10 lakh, 1 lakh is Hanuman's capital, balance is 9 lakh. The 9 lakh is to be the capital of the old partners. That is for 3/6 he has to 4,50,000. For 2/6 it is 3 lakh. For 1/6 it is 1,50,000. Two balance brought down 4,50,000, 3 lakh and 1,50,000. For this Hanuman 1 lakh. இப்போ என்ன செய்யணும்? இந்த கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட்டை ஓல்டு பார்ட்னர்ஸோட கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட்டை பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணுறேன். எனி டிஃபரன்ஸ் இஸ் டு பி ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் டு த கரண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட். ஃபார் ஓம் டெபிட் பேலன்ஸ் நிறையா இருக்குது, பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணால் கிரெடிட் சைடில் 78,200. ஃபார் அதர் 2 பார்ட்னர்ஸ் கிரெடிட்டில் டோட்டல் நிறையா இருக்குது, பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணால் டெபிட்டில் 9,200 அண்ட் 1,16,600. ஸோ இந்த கேபிட்டல் அட்ஜஸ்ட்மெண்ட் போன சம்முக்கும் இந்த சம்முக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்குது. இதை பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட் கேட்கல, அதனால் சம் இதோட ஸ்டாப் பண்ணியிருக்கு. நெக்ஸ்ட்டு வந்து இப்போ ரிட்டையர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் பார்ட்னர்ஸ் பார்க்க போகிறோம். ப்ரொசீஜர் எல்லாம் அட்மிஷனில் என்ன ப்ரொசீஜர்? சேம் ப்ரொசீஜர். ஆஸ் யூஷுவல் ரிவாலுவேஷன் அக்கௌண்ட் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண போகிறோம், கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண போகிறோம், குட்வில் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்க போகிறோம், தென் நியூ ரேஷியோ கண்டுபிடிக்க போகிறோம். என்ன அட்மிஷனில் வந்து சாக்ரிஃபைசிங் ரேஷியோ போட்டால் இங்கே கெய்னிங் ரேஷியோ போடுவோம். அடுத்தது இந்த கேபிட்டல் வந்து அட்மிஷனில் டு பி brought in, இங்கே வந்து டு பி டேக்கன் அவே பை த ரிட்டையரிங் பார்ட்னர். அதில் மட்டும் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கரெக்டாக பார்த்துக்கணும். சம்மில் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க ரிட்டையரிங் பார்ட்னர் அக்கௌண்ட் இஸ் பி செட்டில்ட் அட் ஒன்ஸ் ஆர் டு பி பெய்டு இம்மீடியட்லினா டு பேங்க் கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் டேட்டார் டு பேங்க் அக்கௌண்ட்னு போடுவோம். இஃப் த ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் சைலண்ட் தென் த அமௌண்ட் டியூ டு த ரிட்டையரிங் பார்ட்னர் இஸ் டு பி ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் டு த loan account, to his loan account, that is retiring partners capital account data to retiring partners loan account, or the combination of both. Part amount pay பண்ணோம், part amount வந்து loan account க்கு transfer பண்ணோம். All depends on the problem. If the problem is silent, simply transfer that amount to his loan account. Okay, let us move on. Geeta, Radha and Gaurav are partners sharing in the ratio of 3:5:2. On 31st March 2019, the balance sheet is under. Creditors, general reserve to be transferred, capital account, cash, investment, stock, building, debtors. Radha retired on the above date. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 3 lakh and Radha's share to be adjusted through the capital accounts of Geeta and Gaurav. Stock was to be appreciated by 20%. Building were found undervalued, already undervalued பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இப்போ நம்ம அதை ஃபுல் வேல்யூக்கு ரைஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம். இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் were sold for 34,000. Capital of the new firm was fixed at 5 lakh, which will be in the new profit sharing ratio. The necessary adjustment for this purpose were to be made by opening current account of the remaining partners. Prepare revaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet of the reconstituted firm. First, preparation of revaluation account. That stock was to be appreciated. Stock and asset value increase it is a gain. 80,000 20%, that is 16,000 by stock. Then building were undervalued, already undervalued பண்ணிருக்காங்க. நம்ம இப்ப என்ன செய்யறோம், அதோட correct figure க்கு கொண்டு வருவோம், so that the value of the building will rise. So it is a gain. By building account 1 lakh. Then investments were sold for 34,000. Already investment value 30,000 இருக்கு. இப்போ 34,000 க்கு சேல் பண்றோம். So there is a gain of 4,000. By investment 4,000 rupees. Then close this revaluation account. 1,20,000, 1,20,000. This is a revaluation profit to be shared by all the partners in the ratio of 3:5:2. That is 3 by 10, 5 by 10 and 2 by 10. 36,000, 60,000 and 24,000. Then preparation of capital account. By balance brought down, the old value given in the balance sheet 3 lakh, 2 lakh and 1 lakh. General reserve 40,000 to be shared in the ratio of 3:5:2. That is 3 by 10, 5 by 10 and 2 by 10. 12,000, 20,000 and 8,000. The revaluation profit already calculated. By revaluation account 36,000, 60,000 and 24,000. Yes. The goodwill of the firm is valued at 3 lakh and Radha's share be adjusted through the capital. That 3 lakh, Radha's share, that is 5 by 10, which is 1,50,000. It is to be adjusted through the continuing partner, Geeta and Garu. That is in the ratio of 3:2. That is 1,50,000 into 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. 3 by 5 is 90,000, 2 by 5 is 60,000. The goodwill adjustment entry நான் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கேன். That gaining partners capital account data to sacrificing partner capital account. Admission இருந்தால் incoming partner gain பண்ணுவார், retirement இருந்தால் continuing partner gain பண்ணுவாங்க. அப்போ continuing partner அக்கௌண்ட்டில் டெபிட்டில் 90,000, 60,000. யார் ரிட்டையரிங் பார்ட்னராக அவர் சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் பண்ணுவார், அவரோட அக்கௌண்ட்டில் கிரெடிட்டில். பை கீதாஸ் கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் 90,000, கவுஸ் கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் 60,000. இங்கே சொல்லியிருக்கேன் எப்படி கேல்குலேட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். டு ராதாஸ் கேபிட்டல் ஃபார் கீதா 90,000, கரு ஒன் 60,000 rupees. ஓகே. தென் ராதாஸ் லோன் அக்கௌண்ட் சம்மில் ஒன்றும் மென்ஷன் பண்ணல, அக்கௌண்ட் எப்படி செட்டில் பண்ணுறோன்னு. ஸோ லோன் அக்கௌண்ட்டுக்கு ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணணும். ஃபஸ்ட்டு ராதாவோட அக்கௌண்ட்டை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுவோம். இது ஆட் பண்ணால் 4,30,000, 4,30,000, 4,30,000 transferred to her loan account. Then close the accounts of other two partners. 3,40,000, 1,32,000, 348 90,000 போனால் 2,58,000, 132 60 போனால் 72,000. பேலன்ஸ் கேரி டவுன். இதை அப்படியே கண்டினியூ பண்ணுறோம். பை பேலன்ஸ் brought down 2,52,000, 72,000. Now to the last point. Capital of the new firm is fixed at 5 lakh. Which will be in the new profit sharing ratio. What is new profit sharing ratio? 3:2. ஒன்றும் சொல்லலை ப்ராப்ளத்தில், அதனால் the old ratio அப்படியே கண்டினியூ பண்ணுறோம். That is 3 by 5. 5 lakh into 3 by 5 is 3 lakh. 5 lakh into 2 by 5 is 2 lakh. This is the balance. Any deficit or surplus to be adjusted through opening current account. So balance என்ன செஞ்சிருக்கோம், current accountக்கு transfer பண்ணுறோம். 3 lakh already 258 இருக்கு, balance 42,000 current account. 2 lakh balance already 72 இருக்கு, balance 1,28,000 transferred to his current account. சில சம்மில் இதை கேஷாக கூட சொல்லுவாங்க. கரண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட் இல்லாமல் எனி சர்ப்ளஸ் டு பி டேக்கன் அவே, எனி டெஃபிஷியன்சி இஸ் டு பி brought in. இந்த சம்மில் கரண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட் சொன்னதுனால simply we are transferring it to the current account. Then balance sheet of the reconstituted form. Sundry creditors old figure, general reserve won't appear. Then capital account adjusted 3 lakh and 2 lakh. Then Radha's loan account just we calculated 4 lakh and 30,000. Then cash 50,000 irukku, now it is 84,000. Stock 80,000 revaluation la plus 16,000 add panna 96,000. Debtors old value 40,000. Building 5 lakh irukku, இப்போ 1 lakh under value பண்ணதுனால add பண்ணிக்கிறோம், so 6 lakhs. Investment நம்ம சேல் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், எவ்வளோக்கு சேல் பண்ணோம்? 34,000. see, cash already 50,000, investment சேல் பண்ணி we are realizing some 34,000, so cash ஓட value 84,000. இப்போ டோட்டல் பண்ணால் 9,90,000 assets liability side equal. Right. Next sum, A, B and C are partners in a firm. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2019. Bills payable, creditors, reserve and workman compensation are capital. Asset la bank, furniture, stock, debtors less already a provision, old provision, land and building. B retired and A and C to continue and to share the profit in the ratio of 2:1. இந்த சம்மில் வந்து நியூ ரேஷியோ கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, ஓல்டு ரேஷியோ இருக்குது. நம்ம என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்? கெய்னிங் ரேஷியோ கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், நாட் சாக்ரிஃபைசிங் ரேஷியோ. சாக்ரிஃபைசிங் ரேஷியோங்கிறது அட்மிஷனில் இருக்கும், இங்கே கெய்னிங் ரேஷியோ. The terms agreed upon. Goodwill of the firm is to be valued at 30,000. Bad debts rupees 4,000 to be written off, and a provision is to be made at 10% on debtors. Land and building was to be increased to 1,32,000. Furniture was sold for 20,000 and payment was received by check. Liability toward workman compensation was estimated at 1,500. Already we are having a reserve of 6,000. Now the liability is estimated at 1,500. 6,000 less 1,500 liability, na balance 4,500 that can be transferred to the partner's capital account. Then B was to be paid 30,000 through a check and the balance to be transferred to his loan account. Prepare revaluation, partner's capital account and bank account. Sorry. First revaluation account. Bad debts 4,000 bad debts. Bad debts 4. அங்கே எழுதிட்டுமா? Bad debts 4,000. Total debtors 45,000. அதில் 4,000 minus பண்ணால் balance 41,000. For that 41,000 10% provision is to be made. Provision, new provision, new 10% of that 41,000 is 4,100. Total 8,100 less old provision. There is a old provision of 5,000. So the difference is 3,100. To provision for bad and doubtful debts, decrease in the value of asset, so loss item debit seller to provision. Then land and building was increased to 1,32,000. Already 1,20,000 irukku, now there is an increase of 12,000. Gain item by land and buildings 12,000. Then furniture was sold for 20,000. Furniture value given in the balance sheet is 28,000. Now it is sold for 20,000. There is a loss of 8,000 rupees. To furniture account 8,000. The account close பண்ணுவோம், 12,000, 12,000, balance 900. Transfer to the partner's capital account in the profit sharing ratio. Nothing has been mentioned. Then partners sharing profit and losses equally. So 900 equal picture 300 each. And moving on to capital account. By balance brought down is given in the balance sheet 60,000, 40,000 and 20,000. Then general reserve 30,000 to be shared equally, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Then workman compensation reserve Out of the 6,000 there is a liability of 1,500, balance 4,500 to be shared equally 1,500 each. Then revaluation profit 300, 300, 300. Then regarding goodwill, goodwill of the firm is 30,000. The retiring partner's share, that is 1/3, is equal to 10,000. The 10,000 gaining ratio. So calculate the gaining ratio. For A, 2/3 minus 1/3. 2/3 is given. 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3. For C, already 1/3, now 1/3. So 0. For A alone, gaining something. So by A's capital account, for goodwill, B la 10,000. Inga A la 10,000. Here entry solirika. Gaining partner's capital account data to sacrificing partner. A is gaining, so debit sale at 10,000, and B is sacrificing, credit sale at 10,000. Then to bank account for the retiring partner, B is getting, B was to be paid 20,000. To bank 20,000. So B or account close for 61,800, 20,000 pona, balance 41,800 transfer to his loan account. For the remaining partner, close it and to balance carry down 61,800 and 43,800. Then bank account to balance brought down is 20,000. We are selling furniture for 20,000. To furniture account 20,000. Giving 20,000 to B, that is the retiring partner, by B's capital account 20,000. Then close panna, balance carry down 20,000. Kavya, Manya and Navita are partners sharing 50%, 30% and 20% respectively. Balance sheet on 31/3/2016. Creditors, reserve, capital, assets, fixed assets, investment, stock, debtors less provision, bank. On the above date, Kavya retired and other two are continuing the business. Firm's goodwill was valued at 60,000 and it was decided to adjust K's share of goodwill in the capital of continuing partners. There was a claim for workman compensation. போன சம்மில் வந்து ரிசர்வ் இருந்தது, liability மைனஸ் பண்ணிட்டு பேலன்ஸை ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணோம். இந்த சம்மில் ரிசர்வ் இல்லை. ஸோ த என்டையர் claim is treated as revaluation loss and transferred to the revaluation account. Investments are valued at 2,30,000. Fixed assets depreciated by 10%. Kavya was to be paid 20,000 through a bank draft and the balance transferred to her loan account, which will be paid in 2 equal annual installments together with interest. In the sum, the loan account extra prepare panna porom. Prepare revaluation account, capital account and Kavya's loan account till it is finally paid. Then revaluation account. There was a claim for workman compensation. It is a loss on the debit side. To workman compensation 4,000. Investment was valued at 2,13,000. Already investment value 2 lakh. Now it is valued at 2,13,000. There is an increase of 13,000 which is a gain item to be transferred to the credit side of the revaluation account. Then fixed assets are depreciated by 10%. Fixed assets 8,90,000. 10% of it is 89,000. Decrease in the value of asset is a loss. So 2 fixed assets 89,000. Close the revaluation account. Debit side 93,000. Balance balance 80,000. The loss is to be shared by all the partners in the ratio of 50, 30, 20%. Then capital account by balance brought down 6 lakh, 5 lakh and 4 lakh. General reserve 1 lakh to be shared 50%, 30% and 20%. That is 50,000, 30,000 and 20,000. Then revaluation loss, bring it to the debit side, 40,000, 24,000 and 16,000. Then the goodwill of the firm is 60,000 and Kavya's share is 50%, that is 30,000. This 30,000 is to be adjusted to the capital account of the remaining partners. They are going to share the profit in the ratio of 30% and 20%, that is 3:2. That is 30,000 into 3 by 5, 18,000 and 2 by 5 is 12,000. The entry is gaining partners capital account data to sacrificing partners capital account. 18,000. That gaining ratio is to be calculated. Working. The retaining partner is sacrificing. So 18,000, 12,000. The continuing partners are gaining 18,000 and 12,000. Then Kavya to be paid 20,000, to bank 20,000. Balance of her account is transferred to her loan account. That is credit side add panna 6,80,000, 680 balance panna balance 6,20,000 transferred to her loan account. For the remaining partners, close it to balance carried down. Then Kavya's loan account, from capital account to loan account, by capital account 6,20,000. 31/3/2016 balance carried down. 1/7/2016 balance brought down to be paid with 10% interest. 10% of this 6,20,000 is 62,000. Then to bank, this 6,20,000 to be paid in 2 equal installment. 6,20,000 divided by 2 is 3,10,000. For the first year there is an interest of 62,000. ரெண்டுத்தையும் ஆட் பண்ணுவோம். 3,10,000 plus 62,000 is 3,72,000. To bank 3,72,000 installment plus interest. Then balance is 3,10,000. Again balance brought down 3,10,000. 10% interest for this 3,10,000 is 31,000. To bank again that 3,10,000 plus 31,000 interest 3,41,000. Loan account close side. Next, death of a partner. இந்த அட்மிஷன் ரிட்டையர்மெண்ட்லாம் ஃபிக்ஸட் டேட்டில் நம்மளால் பண்ண முடியும். வேற டெத் அப்படிங்கிறது இட் மே அக்கர் எனி டைம். அதனால் அக்கௌண்ட் வந்து ஆன் த டேட் ஆஃப் இஸ் டெத் அது வரைக்கும் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணணும். அது வரைக்கும் வாட் ஆர் த அமௌண்ட் டியூ ஃப்ரம் த ஃபர்ம் டு த பார்ட்னர் டு பி ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர்டு டு ஹிஸ் கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட், from his capital account to his executor account. Executor is a person nominated by the deceased partner. Entire amount is handed over to him. Okay, we'll move on to the sum. M, S and R partners sharing 2:2:1 their balance sheet. Creditors, contingency reserve, capital assets, fixed assets, stock, debtors and cash at bank. S died on 15th June. The last balance sheet was prepared on 31st March. That is from 1st April to 15th June. April, May, June. Some 75 days. Okay. Balance, his executor were entitled to balance in his capital account. S capital 3,50,000. S capital account by balance brought down 3,50,000. His share of goodwill will be calculated on the basis of thrice the average of the past 4 years. That means last 4 years profit எடுத்து அதுக்கு average கண்டுபிடிச்சு அந்த averageல 3 times. So last 4 years profit 120, 2 lakh, 260 and 2 lakh and 20,000. எல்லாத்தையும் add பண்ணா 8 lakh வருது. Divided by 4, 2 lakh is the average profit and thrice 2 lakh into 3, 6 lakh is the value of the goodwill for the firm. In the deceased partner order share, that is 2/5. 2/5, 6 lakh into 2/5 is 2,40,000. Then calculation of his share of profit to the date of his death. His share of profit to the date of death on the basis of the average profit of the last 2 years. Last 2 years is 2,60,000 and 2,20,000. ரெண்டுத்தையும் ஆட் பண்ணால் 4,80,000. அதில் divided by 2. This is 2,40,000. So goodwill ஒரு 2,40,000 இருக்கு. இது ஒரு 2,40,000. Then interest on capital is 12% per annum to the date of his death. His capital is 3,50,000 into 12% for 2.5 months. 2.5 divided by 12. It comes to 8,750. Okay. This is to be written as P&L suspense account. We cannot calculate the exact amount of profit. The profit to the date of his death is calculated on the basis of the previous year's profit. So, this account is transferred to profit and loss suspense account and to be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet till the actual profit is calculated. Okay. So, by balance brought down 3,50,000. His share of goodwill is 2,40,000. 160 plus 80. Then P&L suspense account, that is working note number 2, his share of profit. Then P&L suspense account. Then contingency reserve is 1 lakh. His share of reserve is into 2 by 5 is 40,000. Add it. Then transfer that amount to the executor account. To S executor account is 6,58,750. Okay. இந்த ப்ராஃபிட் டு த டேட் ஆஃப் டெத் கால்குலேட் பண்ணுறதுல 2 மெத்தட் இருக்குது. ஒன்று ப்ரொபோர்ஷனேட்டாக போடுவோம், இன்னொன்று அந்த பேசிஸ் ஆஃப் சேல்ஸ் போடுவோம். போன செம்மில் வந்து ப்ரொபோர்ஷனேட் மந்தில் போட்டோம், இது வந்து அந்த பேசிஸ் ஆஃப் சேல்ஸ் போடுறப்போம். செம்ம பார்ப்போம். ND and S were partners sharing in the ratio of 3:4:3. Books were closed on 31st March every year. S died on 1st February of 2022. So, last April in the February beginning, that is up to 30th January 10 months alive irundhirukanga. As per the deed, yes, executor are entitled to a profit of on the basis of sales. Sales for the year was 10 lakh and the profit for the same period was 1,20,000. Sales show a positive trend of 20%. Positive trend is sales increase of the and percentage of profit earning is reduced. Sales positive improve ஆயிருக்கும், profit percentage குறைஞ்சிருக்கும். சரி, profit percentage to the sales is equal to profit divided by sales into 100. Profit divided by sales into 100. Profit is 1,20,000 and sale is 10 lakh. 1,20,000 divided by 10 lakh into 100 is equal to 12%. Then sales up to 31st March, that is to the date of her death, 10 lakh plus is showing a 20% positive. Add pandra 20% of this 10 lakh is equal to 2 lakh. So, 10 lakh plus 2 lakh is equal to 12 lakhs. Estimated sale till 1st February, that is 12 lakh. This 12 lakh is for 12 months. She was alive for 10 months only. For 10 months, 12 lakh into 10 by 12 is 10 lakh. But the profit is decreasing by 2%. Already there is a profit percentage of 12%. Appo 2% reduce avudhu. So, 12 minus 2 is equal to 10%. So, estimated sale is 10 lakh. 10 lakh 10% is 1 lakh. Adula the deceased partner oda share 3:4:3 means 3 by 10. That 1 lakh into 3 by 10 is 30,000 rupees.